Hello and welcome to today's Coffee with Craig. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know that I sure did. This is where we talk about everything firearms related, firearms policy, culture, politics, movies, internet. Talk a little bit about the internet today. We talk about all that. So please take a moment to like and share this video so that your friends can join in the conversation as it is happening, as it is going down, shall we say. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook so that you can get an alert whenever these videos go live. Also, please support our sponsors, Sacramento Black Rifle, Sparks Black Rifle, facilitating your exercise of the Second Amendment and supporting the organizations that are fighting for the right to keep and bear arms. That's Sac Black and Sparks Black Rifle. Support them, check them out, follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please remember to go to fbcgear.com. That's fbcgear.com. Great place to go in order to purchase T-shirts that show your support for the Second Amendment as well as your right for your support of free speech. Also know that every dollar that you spend there goes right back into the fight for our right to keep and bear arms. That includes our code is free speech T-shirt. You see this shirt right here. Very, very cool. And we also have a white, well, kind of a white version of it called Can't Stop the Signal. I also have that as well as many, many other T-shirts that are available for you there. Please go there, check it out. Purchase a T-shirt, support our efforts. That's fpcgear.com. Now, code is free speech. That's been kind of the mantra lately, the thing that we've really been focusing on. And you guys all know the issue relating to 3D printable firearms and the ability to be able to make that information available via the internet. Well, one of the things that's happened as of late is we've come to find out that there are certain organizations that, make their living utilizing technology to promote communication and supposedly free speech that have sought to, how shall we say, limit or censor the speech of other organizations. Let's take Facebook, for example. We all know that they recently, they're one of several groups, including YouTube, and Apple, that have basically removed folks like, Alex Jones. I forgot his name that quickly. Alex Jones from their platform, simply because they didn't like the speech that he was putting out there. Now, we all know, we've said this, free speech is not about speech that you like. It's all about speech that you may dislike or speech that may offend you. It's about protecting that speech. But that's not speech. But according to Facebook, they don't really care about free speech. Free speech is not their thing. And yet and still, one of the things that they've also decided that they were going to censor is, the Firearms Policy Coalition. Okay, not necessarily us directly, but our code is freespeech.com website, which makes available plans for downloadable plans for 3D printable firearms. Now, this particular story has actually, it's caught the mainstream media by storm. Not just the 3D printable guns, but the fact that they are censoring us. The fact that these people, that Facebook, and that's, by the way, not just Facebook, but also Amazon. Everyone seems to be leaving Amazon out of this, but also Amazon, who uses code. And if code didn't exist, if code was not available, was not protected, trust me, they wouldn't have a business over at Amazon. Yet and still, they have decided that they are going to limit the speech because, they don't like it. Now, they use as an excuse their policies. Their policies are anti-free speech. Then they say, but there's this restraining order. Well, as we've said repeatedly, you show us a restraining order with our name on it, and we can talk about that. But I don't see I haven't seen any restraining order out there with Firearms Policy Coalition on it, or with Code is Free Speech on it, or with the Cal Guns Foundation on it, or California Association of Federal Firearms Licensees on it. We haven't seen anything like that. Well, what's been really interesting is to see the backlash, or at least the reporting that's coming from the technology society. You have folks like BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed's been talking about this issue. PC Magazine. PC Magazine goes on to point out that firearms retailers and online retailers may promote items available for sale off our services as long as they comply with their policies. So they allow other people to promote. But so in other words, they're poking holes in the policy that is particularly there. That was actually one of the things that PC Magazine had noted. One of the things that CNET noted in their particular piece had to do with the designs being made available online for years. They noted already that according to DefCAD, defcad.com, that's a website from Defense Distributed, they've had a link to their website, and this stuff has been up there forever, up for years already. It's been downloaded over 20,000 times. But see, the problem is that we're specifically pointing it out, that we're specifically telling them this is free speech. And so they're daring us. They are daring us. It's funny. We've had PC Magazine write about it. You've had the Mercury News and their tech business and technology section write about it. Once again, like I told you, PC Magazine, you've had tons of different entities and organizations writing about this particular topic. The Daily Wire, all of them are writing about this censorship topic because they realize that there is a note of hypocrisy from Facebook when it comes to the issue of censoring. And this isn't the first time. In fact, check out this video real quick. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Young Turks, but here's an example of Facebook doing a complete and utter failure when it comes to supporting free speech. They stand up at first and say, oh, yeah, we support free speech. And then they turn around and implement policies that do the exact opposite. Here, check it out.
2 weeks ago, Mark Zuckerberg posted something on Facebook that spoke volumes. After the shooting that took place in France over the Charlie Hebdo comic, Zuckerberg decided to write something on Facebook about the situation to show that he is very much in favor of free speech. Let me read you part of it. He says, a few years ago, an extremist in Pakistan fought to have me sentenced to death because Facebook refused to ban content about Mohammed that offended him. We stood up for this because different voices, even if they're sometimes offensive, can make the world a better and more interesting place. Facebook has always been a place where people across the world share their views and ideas. We follow the laws in each country, but we never let one country or group of people dictate what people can share across the world. Yet, as I reflect on yesterday's attack and my own experience with extremism, this is what we all need to reject. A group of extremists trying to silence the voices and opinions of everyone else around the world. I won't let that happen on Facebook. I'm committed to building a service where you can speak freely without fear of violence. And then he continues. So you get the gist of it, right? He's basically saying, this is a forum for free speech. Do not try to censor anyone. I'm not going to let it happen. Fast forward to 2 weeks later, and he has decided to cave to pressure from Turkey to basically censor pages that insult Mohammed so individuals in Turkey won't see it.
So, as you can see, Facebook, well, they have a dubious relationship with the truth because, you know, it's funny. Mark Zuckerberg started off as this, I want to, you know, be a social anarchist to a degree. I want to break all of the social norms, and I want to do all of these great and wonderful things and be an outsider and think outside the box and yada, yada, yada. But then when challenged, he caves just like I think a lot of us knew he would. He became the establishment, and the establishment is scared to death of real free speech. They're scared to death of speech with which they disagree, and they will do whatever that they can do to silence it. Now, forget the fact that they're selling our information without really telling us. I mean, me personally, I always knew if you're not paying for something, you're the product. Just keeping it real. I'm just going to keep it real, folks. If you're out there, you're utilizing a service and it's free, you're the product. So I always kind of knew that. But all that aside, you know, you still have to a certain degree a duty, because think about it. There are about a third of the world's population is on Facebook. And you are the largest, Facebook is the largest public square that is out there. And as more and more you develop technology, or we develop technology in the private sector that becomes the public sector, for lack of a better term, you have a responsibility beyond that of other businesses. You have a responsibility that says you need to protect the free speech of all. If you really believe if you're an American company and you believe what America stands for, you believe what this nation stands for, well, then you have a responsibility to make sure that you do protect free speech. Yeah, the one thing I'll give Twitter is Twitter may be the wild, wild west when it comes to social media, but at least they don't pretend to support free speech and then try to shut down free speech. At least not as far as I know. Now, if you all come out with examples out there, fine. But the point that I'm making here is that this idea that they can just censor real free speech and not be held accountable, well, take a look at your stock, Facebook. There's a reason why you're losing a lot of money. And the more you come against the values that you claimed that you supported, the idea, the more you continue to sell people's information without disclosing it to them, the more you continue to block people's free speech, the more you're going to have people who are going to look elsewhere to do whatever it is that they want to do, and your service will become nothing more than a shell. It'll become the spam. People will set up accounts simply so that they can view stuff, and you'll never know exactly who they are or what they're about. They'll never put their information out there and make it available for you because guess what? They won't trust you. Because if you're going to hide people's speech, if you're going to restrict people's speech, then that means you must have something to hide. You got something to hide, it probably isn't good. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. I very much appreciate you guys tuning in. I very much appreciate you guys sharing and liking these videos. Please make it a point. Go to unblock.codisfreespeech.com. Send a message to Mark Zuckerberg. Tell him that he needs to unblock codisfreespeech.com. Tell him that you can't stop the signal, Mr. Zuckerberg. You can't stop the signal. So please stop trying. Stop trying, and please unblock codisfreespeech.com and let people have access to free and truthful and non-misleading information, because that is all that is available at codisfreespeech.com. Anyway, folks, once again, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a part of the fight for our civil rights. Remember, got to use them or you're going to lose them. You guys take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.